guys, Owen here for my first video ever. Subscribe to the channel and make sure to hit that like button. Today, we're going to be bringing in Skylar Thurston, who is perfect for this video because he is married to a black woman. Okay, now let's get to the background here. The background of my subject is Loving versus Virginia, 1967. Which is about black and white marriages and of that court case. Now we're going to get to the subject of what amendments apply to it. So, the Supreme Court announced on June 12, 1967 that black and white marriages are allowed, and it was written in the 14th Amendment. For all of you guys who don't know what the 14th Amendment is, I am going to tell you right now. It is granted former slave citizenship and equal protection, established principle of selective incorporation. Now, we're going to be talking about the decisions of the case. The Lovings weren't allowed to be married in Virginia and had the option to go to jail for a year or leave Virginia for 25 years. Where are we now? They went to Washington D.C. and went to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court unanimously overturned the Virginia ruling. Now we're going to go to the impact of society. There was now a public ruling that reinforced the mixed marriages were allowed, and it was unconstitutional to deny this. 16 other states had laws on mixed marriages were now voided due to the Supreme Court ruling. This was a huge step forward for society to view African Americans as equals. So that was about the main details of my subject. So I have Skylar here, who is a lawyer and has been married to a black woman for 10 years. Yep. Hey Skylar, great having you here. We just wanted to see your thoughts about black and white marriages. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, well, first off, Owen, thanks for having me on your podcast. And like you said, subscribe and like. So, as you had mentioned, and as you're aware, I am married to a black woman, and it truly comes down to me to choice. And I think if you love somebody, regardless of their color, it shouldn't matter. We should all be treated equals.
I agree. I really do. Has there been anything interesting in your marriage? Like people in your family who don't approve of you getting married to an African American woman?
No, there has not. My family's very supportive. I'm very blessed. However, there are people in society that still look down upon racial inequality and mixed marriages, which is sad.
Well, how does that make you feel? I know no one in your family looks on it that way, but how does that make you feel?
So it's tough. I try to block out some of the noise, but it quite honestly, like I mentioned earlier, it does make me sad. I believe God created us all to be equals and calls upon us to love our neighbor regardless of skin color, gender, orientation, or whatever other inequalities that people might perceive.
That I agree with you. That would also make me sad. I'm glad we see each other's views. I'm glad we see each other's views quite the same. Have you ever came across any friends that didn't approve of your marriage with the black?
Yeah, so it's tough. As you know, if they're a true friend, they'll support and approve you unconditionally, right? So maybe if you take a step back, are they really a true friend of yours if they're not willing to support you or not have any type of racial feelings? But it is hard to keep friendships, and it has happened in the past of acquaintances or people that I know that don't approve of my wife, or of not necessarily my wife, but of our relationship.
Well, I am really sorry. I'm sorry. Are you guys still friends?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, if they're not supportive of me and my wife and my family, of what I care and love the most, then it's hard for me to really see that as a friendship. So, to be quite honest, we've drifted a little bit farther apart, and we're not as close. I'm not as close to some people that I may have been without this marriage.
I am sorry. That must be tough on you, breaking a friendship just because of your love. I wish you the best luck later in your life with that situation.
Yeah, thank you for your empathy. Again, I firmly believe in not alienating people that don't share your values, but rather teaching them the proper way to show love and learn what is right and wrong. I hope through my words and my actions that I could show these people that love should have no limits.
That's awesome. I like to shift gears a little bit and ask you some positive impacts on your experience from a mixed marriage.
Well, there's a lot. I could list them on and on, but I guess here's just a few different ones. There's the different family traditions and the way they approach holidays and the way they celebrate life and do other different things that I don't think I would have experienced or been exposed to had it not been for my wife. The different types of foods that I've been able to eat and enjoy, all thanks to my wife and her family and her upbringing has been great. And again, the positives definitely outweigh any small negatives that society may put on us.
Well, those are some really good things you just told me about. I hope you keep enjoying those things in the long run. Now we're gonna wrap things up now. And thanks for taking the time Thanks for taking your time of the day to come and talk with me about this interesting subject of this podcast.
Oh, well, you're very welcome. I had a great time telling others my point of view on mixed marriages and all the blessings that it has, and I hope they don't just see the outside of people, but especially on what's inside that truly counts.
Well, that's about it. That's all you can really know about the subject, Loving versus Virginia. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something about this video. Peace.
Hit the like button, subscribe.